Welcome to this episode of Q&A with Liturgy Man. I'm Taylor Burton-Edwards, Liturgy Man, your Director of Worship Resources with Discipleship Ministries of the United Methodist Church. I am your apportionment dollars at work to help you strengthen worship and the understanding of worship where you are. Today's question is one that has shown up a good number of times on our social media platforms at United Methodist Church, and I'm sure in other churches as well. And it's, what do we do when it looks like the secular calendar is in some way competing with or at tension with what's going on in the church calendar? That's particularly poignant in 2018 because Ash Wednesday falls on February 14th, more commonly observed as Valentine's Day, and Easter falls on April 1st, commonly celebrated in many Western cultures as April Fool's Day. So what do we do in the life of the church on those days? Well, the United Methodist Church provides some pretty clear guidance about what to do when it looks like you've got conflicting things, even caused by church program calendars. On page 422, and again on page 434 in the Book of Worship, we say even about those special days with offerings, as well as other special days like Mother's Day, Father's Day, Independence Day, Labor Day, Veterans Day would apply. That also happens to be on a Sunday later this year. Such special days should never take precedence over the particular day in the Christian year. That's the guidance we have from General Conference about how to proceed in situations like this. We focus, of course, on the Christian observance, and the most important Christian observance of that particular day. And for February 14th, that means Ash Wednesday and its fasting rather than Valentine's Day and its feasting. And for Easter Sunday, that means Easter Sunday. And if there's any joke at all, it's a joke on the powers that be, who were convinced that they would continue to reign and rule forever, that is generated by the reality of the resurrection of Jesus Christ that overthrows them all and establishes God's reign and the uprising of God's love, power, and justice that is generating a whole new creation. The case of St. Valentine's Day is a particularly instructive one here, I think, for us. And that's because Valentine's Day used to be an actual saint's day in the life of the Roman Catholic Church. What did the Roman Catholic Church do with St. Valentine's Day when it would fall on Ash Wednesday? They would do Ash Wednesday with its fasting and not the Saint's Day with its feasting. Also, what happened with St. Valentine is that he was demoted, if you will. He was removed. That name Valentinus was removed from the sanctuary cycle, so there is no longer actually a St. Valentine's Day in the Roman Catholic calendar, removed in 1969 because there's not enough historical evidence to establish who this person was, or if it was even one person or several persons. But the name Valentinus remains in the calendar of martyrs because we do have evidence of martyrdom of one or more people named Valentinus in the 2nd and 3rd centuries that are continued to be remembered by the church on February 14th. That actually works really well with the focus of Ash Wednesday. So keeping precedence of the Ash Wednesday focus that day works well with that focus of Ash Wednesday because that's the day when we remember that we are dust and to dust we shall return. And so to remember those who have died because of their faith on that day is a pretty good practice. And St. Valentine may have been one of those, or Valentine, no longer understood to be a saint in the Roman Catholic sense. As far as Easter is concerned, again, we celebrate the resurrection. If people want to do jokes and have other forms of joy and love and peace on that day, that's a great thing. But our focus in worship should be wholly, solely, and completely focused on the most important celebration of the Christian year, which is the recognition and celebration of the resurrection of Jesus Christ, who makes all things new. Hope this has been helpful. Remember, you can always contact me, worship@umcdiscipleship.org, through our UMC Worship Facebook group, or drop a line on this page, and perhaps your question or comment will be taken up for a future episode of Q&A with Liturgy Man. May the peace of Christ be always with you.